The book is called Eight Questions About Race, A Black Pastor Responds to Black Lives Matter. It is written by my guest, Bishop Aubrey Shines. It's up on LarryElder.com. Bishop, you have a whole chapter on this. Your chapter called Why Are Many Blacks Struggling talks about the welfare state, talks about what Lyndon Johnson attempted to do with the best of intentions. I don't believe that he did so in order to destroy the black family. I just don't think he thought it through. He was very naive.
I think a lot of individuals, unfortunately, are naive. Your audience may already know this. I produced also a few years back a videotape that also gave the exact footage of LBJ talking about issues of this magnitude. Now, that angered now who we know as the failed candidate, Hillary Clinton. When she wrote her book on why she failed, there was only one clergy in America that she put in that book, and you're speaking to him right now. She put me in there by name. Now, she never denied that the facts that we brought forth were accurate. She was just upset that so many people had picked it up and various news stations had picked it up. So when we look at, again, our country, and we look at the direction that it has unfortunately gone in, we can all say, I think without any hesitancy here, that real bad policies, and again, that's only part of the conundrum, but a lot of bad policies are a direct result of the things that we're seeing lived out, especially upon brown and black kids in our inner cities. Why? Because policies of that magnitude reflect bad decisions. Again, it incentivizes individuals to continue to live out a particular paradigm. And we're here to break that up, to say, listen, you can do better than this. You're God's creation. There's a purpose for you, and it's not being grouped all together simply because of the melanin and or the lack thereof of your skin. This is why, Larry, we do the work that we do.
Bishop, you have a chapter, Who is Black Lives Matter? Who is Black Lives Matter?
Well, my grandfather, who died fighting in World War II, he understood it quite well. They are no more than the old regime of the Marxist organization, which is an anti-God, which is again, let's group people in by color, by one's ethnicity, and this is who the Black Lives Matter. These are individuals that are funded by a lot of foreign money and money here in this country for one purpose, to destroy this concept, this idea that we have as Americans. And so there is their undertone. That is the purpose and the objective of what they're trying to do. And so when I hear about Black Lives Matter, and those lives don't matter when several thousand blacks are being murdered by other blacks, but the only time that we hear this rhetoric, this looting, the burning down, is when an alleged officer has alleged killed an innocent black person. And so, again, they are a joke. They are a farce. And until America comes to that reality and realize that they are here to subvert and to destroy America, we're going to be faced with this monster for some period of time. I just believe the more knowledge is out there, we can win this battle just simply having a civil, diplomatic dialogue discussing these issues. And again, this is why we push the videos and the books that we do, to be informative, to be educational, and to arm not just black people, but to arm all Americans with facts. That way they won't cower and find themselves unfortunately, in a position that they cannot answer their critics. We are here to make sure they have that type of ability to do so.
The book is called Eight Questions About Race, A Black Pastor Responds to Black Lives Matter. It is written by my guest, Bishop Aubrey Shines. Bishop, we only have a few seconds left. I recently had an occasion to interview a woman who is with Black Lives Matter Utah. Who knew? And I started bringing up all these things about the 7,000 black people who are killed every year, most of them killed by other black people. There are more unarmed whites killed than unarmed blacks. And she just started screaming. She started yelling at me. And she said, this is the kind of stuff you always say. And I said, well, is it wrong? Am I wrong? She didn't want to have a conversation, Bishop. Just a few seconds left.
She can't, Larry, because to have a conversation, first you have to use, again, a degree of stability and not one's emotions, but addressing facts. We have this all the time. We get the death threats. We have, unfortunately, individuals that are always trying to usurp their authority over us simply because they cannot have this type of conversation. And this is why, even though I do a ton of media, guys like Don Lemon and others, Como and these guys, they can never have me on their type of shows because they must cherry pick the individuals that they bring on for the purpose that will help feed their narrative. We're here to shine light against
Bishop,
it.
we're going to have to leave it here. Bishop Aubrey Shines, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it.
Thanks again, Larry, for having me.
You got it.